A TikToker named Nicolene Monroe is currently on a rampage, publicly exposing churches, over 40 of them at this point, for not sending her money. She is calling up church offices, asking for money for her starving baby because she is allegedly a poor mother who cannot afford baby formula. This is at least the story that she is telling them. She's even gone to the length of playing a recording in the background of the phone call of a baby crying to make it more convincing to the people that she's calling. So she's calling all of these grandmas that volunteered to answer the phones at different parishes and trying to run a smear campaign on any church that doesn't immediately agree to basically cash app her money, no questions asked. And when they are perhaps directing her to local charities or affiliated charities with their church, or even asking her any background information about her situation, she is using that as fodder for a campaign against them. And now all of these churches are like getting review bombed online, which is, it's just insane that you can review a church on the internet.
She did come out with a video that says stop doing that, to actually put a positive review and just like make a suggestion of how they can do better.
See, like, that sounds nice, but I think her real motivation here is just a smear campaign because she knew exactly how people would react to this. This viral tweet
there's a reason
says
there's a reason
lady...
it's happening during SNAP benefit
Of
problems.
course, yeah.
Yes.
There's a lady on TikTok calling churches saying she needs help buying formula for her baby just to see if they actually help their communities. She's called 20 plus places, and so far only a mosque and a tiny church in Appalachia have offered to help. And that was
I actually sent you
a handful
some
of days
stats.
ago. That was a handful of days ago that was tweeted. Now it's at over 40 churches that she has posted in this series. And it's not just a mosque and that one church that offered to help. There are several. In fact, someone pointed out that she is misrepresenting the results. One Catholic parish called Our Lady of Fatima did agree to help and then called back to make sure after she told them it was an experiment. So she did not honestly report on that one. And I just want to show her part one of this series that started at the end of October, where she explains why she's doing this.
Okay, hold on here. Yep. And brace your eardrums because I don't know how loud this is.
Yeah, it might be.
I am calling your
Hold on.
I am calling your church to test to see if they are willing to help feed a hungry baby. So far, I've already called 2 churches. Neither one of them were willing to help feed a baby. And honestly, I'm not even a church. And if somebody called me needing to feed a baby, I wouldn't just hang up the phone. I would find them a resource and get them formula for their baby. So now I'm calling Heritage Hope Church of God in Somerset, Kentucky. And it says that they are the oldest continuing church of God in the state of Kentucky. And over the course of the past 109 years, we've been a part of the spiritual landscape in Somerset. So let's see if they're willing to help feed a hungry baby. It does not state online if they are open or not, so we're just going to call and see.
Heritage Hope Church of God.
Hi, I was wanting to see if you all could help at all. I have a 2-month-old baby and I ran out of formula last night. I was wanting to see if y'all could help with formula.
Let me see. Give me your name and number.
My name is Nakali, or just Callie, and then my number is 859-353-7777.
7777.
Yes.
It's Kylie. What's your last name, ma'am?
Monroe, Monroe.
Now what exactly are you needing?
I just need the Good Start formula.
Okay. So how much do you need? I need.
I'm not sure. I think I usually have. I think it's maybe $17 at Walmart. I mean, if y'all could just get the formula, I could pick it up or have somebody come get it.
Well, let me sure enough of myself, and I'll see if I can get somebody to do this.
Okay.
We can do this. I'll just see. Tell me what it is it's called in case I have to go get it, because I'm a great grandpa. I'm not used to pick up phone. Okay. What's it called?
Good start.
Good start. And
Sir. Sir.
It's for infants.
Yes, sir.
Infants formulas, any flavor, anything to it, or just?
Oh.
No, sir. Hey, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Hey, okay, I'm actually just testing churches to see which ones would actually help the community, and you just touched my heart. And I just want you to know that you are an amazing person. That's the formula, but I don't need it. I just wanted to see if you were willing to help.
Bro's like, I have a job. Like,
Like, why are you doing this except for clout? That's how I
And
feel
just
about it.
wanted to-
I feel like this whole thing is just her trying to get clout and looking for rage bait. She's trying to post rage bait on TikTok.
okay, so let's ask what would be the logical outcome, I guess, of this? Is it to create some type of awareness? Is it to get the churches to do better? Like, if we're to give her the most charitable outcome to this, and that it's not TikTok clout, which is what it feels like to me, because if it was otherwise, you wouldn't be making videos about it. What is the most charitable definition you can give to what she's doing?
I think she's just calling out hypocrisy. And
Does it matter that she's not actually like a member of the congregation?
is she not?
Well, I mean, they're like, she's not saying that she is. She's not saying that she's a member of these churches, and she isn't actually, 'cause she's calling dozens of churches, so she can't be a part of dozens of congregations.
A lot of people were lamenting the fact that, like, oh, like, you know, this church, I asked them for financial help and they said that they couldn't help me because I'm not a member of their church. Which, I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like that's a fair response.
I mean,
Because, of course, like, there are levels of priorities to who can be helped. And if you're a member of their church, they're going to be more invested in helping you. Right?
That's what it feels like to me. But again, I'm not practicing. So like
I think it's pretty clear that she is in this for just clout reasons, because a lot of these videos are being received with a lot of outrage, and that's what I think it is. It's like mostly rage bait. There are only a handful of positive examples like that one. If she were only posting the positive examples, that would be different. And some of the videos, she's asking whoever picks up the phone for cash. It wasn't just this one. In other examples, she was asking for cash to be sent. And if they refer her to another office or a food pantry instead, she claims they aren't helping. Most places have the formula and will give it to you, or they can find it for you. They don't just give cash, no questions asked. On one call, she asked for $35 to buy formula, but most churches say, we can just get you the formula.
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't usually
well-
give cash. Pretty much every church knows where the stash of baby stuff is, and there's usually tons of it. This video, which is smugly saying a gay bar would give the woman the help she needs, doesn't make sense because they're offering to give her formula and baby items, not cash, which would land the gay bar on the naughty list.
this is the same logic that happens when a homeless person asks you for money. And you say, why? And they say, I want to buy something to eat. And you say, I'll buy you something to eat. And they get pissed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And that's a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
Like that, there's that side of the argument. She's in the wrong. Like it is not their job to give you cash. If you're saying it's for a specific cause, you have no right to be upset when they offer to buy that specific thing and not give you cash.
I do think churches have an obligation, whether you're a member or not, to help people in need.
To the extent of their ability, yeah.
But the thing is,
here's the
we've
thing.
gone as far as a phone call. We're not like they haven't met in person. She hasn't. They don't
have
even
no
know
idea what's
like
going on here.
like just like okay. So if somebody calls me and asks me for help, you know, I better meet with them in person before I actually help them, lest I be taken advantage of by someone. In this case, is it the church's job to give them the benefit of the doubt? You can say, yeah, it is, but still, over the phone is a deal breaker. Either like you prove that you actually need the help and you put a face to the name, or you move on.
And like her performing this social experiment on all of these churches and revealing it at the end of the phone call makes them more skeptical when someone calls
Yeah.
with an earnest need. And in one of these examples, a church that she called ended up getting a attacked online by people that, she put all the information on screen, so people who are mad at them can go find them.
I think I would want to know if my church was helping someone or not.
Well, here's an example. So if someone called my parish to do a social experiment like this, what they would say is, well, we're affiliated with this home, it's basically a shelter for struggling mothers, which they fund, and they provide diapers, they provide housing, they provide formula, etc. And they would direct her there. But in her system that she's doing this, they would get a failing grade because they didn't just immediately offer the thing that she was asking for. If they send her to like some third party resource, that's like a failing grade for them. And if they ask for more context, or if they ask for evidence of who this person is
there a video of her asking for cash?
Grade.
Is there a video of her asking for cash?
Well, there are like over 40 of these videos at this point, so like I didn't see all of them, but that is some of them.
Well, I did send Brett a stat that was in the comment.
I can't pull that up on here because it's on Slack. But yeah,
it basically just said yes or no, and like it was like a list of like 40 churches or
when sometimes like the answer is more complicated than yes or no. Like sometimes she's logging it as a no when all they did was ask for more details, or all they did was direct her to a charity that's affiliated with the church, right?
I'm either way. I guess you could make the argument, like you said, that you would want to know whether your church is helping or not. But I would call into question the motives of somebody who's making these videos, because it is designed to piss people off.
I also don't like people tricking people.
Yeah,
that's
like again, these guys, they're volunteering their time. This is just some guy who volunteers to answer phones at this small church. Like now, if you want to do like I called the 40 biggest mega churches in America, it sounds like a Mr. Beast video.
Well, I was reminded of a story about Joel Osteen, where they found $1 million of cash. Like the plumber found $1 million of cash behind the toilet. In the wall.
What?
In the wall. Yeah, this was in 2021.
That's crazy. Yeah, like certain high-profile churches and pastors have definitely had their fair share of controversies.
Like like that actually seems like it would be an easier thing for people to coalesce around. The idea of these big churches that seem all about the donations and little about actually helping people, whereas this is like you're calling some tiny Pentecostal church that's like
in the middle of Kentucky.
The roof is falling off, and they're not helping you to the exact level in which you're asking for help. Give me a break.
I mean, it might be better if it was more like Man on the Street, where she's actually showing up to the churches.
Yes, yeah.
I guess you need a baby for hire, a baby actor.
Yeah. Well, you could put in a fake stroller.
One of these churches on November 5th shared an email with their congregation after they were featured in her TikTok series, saying, on November 4th, our church was targeted online. Someone who is not local called the church number and spoke with Julie, their receptionist. The person lied, saying she was a mother in need of formula for her baby. She played an audio clip of a baby crying. Julie told her that we give help through Helping Hands. This is a third-party affiliated charity. The lady said that Helping Hands said they would not help her. That was also a lie. She did not reach out to that charity.
That's scummy.
Yeah. Julie, the receptionist, knew she was lying because Helping Hands was closed at the time, and Helping Hands would not have turned her away. If Helping Hands was low on something like formula, we would know. Julie, the receptionist, ended the call. The lady posted a video of the call on TikTok. It was recorded and posted without her knowledge.
That's a whole nother thing. Like, two-party consent laws with audio recordings is a real thing. So true. I don't know if she did some research into whether the states she called for these things actually require it, but she could be getting herself into trouble.
Oh boy.
The TikToker claims it is proof that we are insincere Christians. We learned that this lady has a pattern of doing the same thing with other churches. Oh. Since the call, the church office has received nasty phone calls, voicemails, emails, Facebook comments, and Google reviews. All of them come from people who do not live here or know us. You know Julie as I know Julie. She serves with excellence and empathy. She is commended for her wisdom, discernment, and willingness to graciously assist people who have legitimate needs. In 1 Peter 4, the Apostle Peter addresses sufferings that the early church endured. Our situation is far from suffering, but we have been insulted and maligned. Peter says, if you are insulted or maligned for the name of Christ, you are blessed, because the Spirit of glory, which is the Spirit of God, is resting on you. If any of you suffers as a Christian, do not consider it a disgrace, but glorify God because you bear his name. Therefore, let those suffering in accordance with God's will entrust their lives to a faithful Creator while continuing to do good. He says that at the latter half of this email, allow me to provide the 4 action steps. Pray for the person who initiated this online attack, and pray for those who have followed suit by sending messages. Maybe they are hurting people. Maybe they were hurt by a church. Let's pray that they encounter the light and love of Christ. 2, this is a reminder that we need to be extremely careful about believing things we see or hear online. This is one out-of-context phone call with a false premise, yet people believe it tells the whole truth about us. When we see or hear things online, we need to think critically and be discerning. 3, if you see nasty comments or reviews, you may report them. If you choose to reply or engage with someone who attacks us with their keyboard, remember who you are. Respond with grace. Love has the power to defang hate. And lastly, one more productive thing you can do. We're getting a swarm of negativity on Google reviews. If I had my way, the church would not be reviewed at all because we are not Burger King. But there's no way to turn them off. Something you can do is drown out the negativity by posting positive reviews. Just make sure what you say is true.
So we're review bombing both directions now. It's left Rotten Tomatoes and it's entered the church demographic.
Our reputation is clear in the community. We love and serve people in numerous ways. I'm not upset or angry. We are insulted for the name of Christ. Let us consider ourselves blessed because we have been slandered, falsely accused, misrepresented, and maligned, just as Jesus was. Let us entrust our lives to our faithful Creator while continuing to do good. This was from their pastor at the church. So
it reminds me of that story that happened in Minneapolis over the last weekend about this restaurant that claimed that they were feeding hundreds of thousands of like hungry kids.
I didn't
it turns
see
out
that
they weren't feeding like anybody.
Wow.
What was that?
It was let me see if I can pull it up.
That's crazy. Well, okay, I'm just trying to point out that the way she conducts these phone calls is if she gets a positive response specifically from a Christian church, she'll misinterpret it to make it into a no on the spreadsheet. So this receptionist chick says, well, we do charitable giving through this resource. Go to this resource. She lies and says they turned her away. Then the receptionist, using her logical skills of deduction, knows, oh wait, they're not open right now, so you didn't contact them. She's aware at this point that this call is a setup, ends the call, and then people in the comment section on TikTok are like, what? These hypocritical scumbags are denying a starving baby formula. That's not what happened, though.
A Somali restaurant in Minneapolis fraudulently collected $12 million in federal child meal funds by claiming to feed 4,000 to 6,000 children daily. Well,
Wow.
FBI surveillance showed that they only fed about 40 people a day.
Ooh. Just get to the purview of the FBI?
Apparently.
Damn.
It was like that story. Did you see the gambling story about the baseball players over the weekend?
Oh yeah, what was
Oh,
that?
It was
No.
like they were like missing pitches on purpose so that they could influence like specific bettors.
I feel like that probably happens across all sports.
So it's just the NBA thing all over again?
Kind of like that. I mean, what did they expect when all of sports became about DraftKings and know
Right.
sports betting?
Yeah.
But yeah, this story is again this type of if you want to call TikTok activism a thing, you better do it really, really well because people are going to be immediately skeptical. It's kind of in the same vein of the people who go out and feed hungry people. You have to, and even those you get more leeway because it's like, have you ever seen the videos where it's like they make the joke where the person like puts the dirty hat on someone's head and like hands them food so it looks like they're homeless so they can get content out of
Right,
it. Like people are automatically skeptical of you if you're going to feed people on, to make TikToks. It's kind of what Mr. Beast, you have to judge it based on, do you care about his intentions or the outcome? Because if the outcome is what matters, then all that matters is a bunch of people got fed. But if how it is done matters, then making it for content isn't necessarily always going to be considered the greatest thing.
That's a good comparison because even when Mr. Beast does his philanthropy, he's never doing it right. He's never doing enough, or he's not doing it the right way. People will always have a gripe if they're biased, and all of these people who are biased against Christians to begin with are just not going to think anything they do is good enough.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.